Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And good morning, Lakeshore, and good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Terry.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. Hey, it is the week of Christmas. Right now, we want to take a moment and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and hope that listeners enjoy this time with their family.
That's correct. I think we all should just recognize that not only Christmas is a spirit and of Jesus and stuff, but also to understand that we should be thankful for what we have, our family and all our blessings in living in America.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, Merry Christmas to our listeners. Today we are talking about home modifications, aging in place, and universal design.
Hey, Terry, it's a big thing out there. I got to tell you, we, except for the last year we did a lot of roofing,
right.
But bathroom renovations and windows are probably our biggest call or request for things to do.
Okay, and doing a bathroom or kitchen remodeling project adds a lot of value to a home.
It does, but what we're seeing is we've got all these empty nesters and baby boomers here now needing changes, alterations in their lifestyle for their aging process.
Mm-hmm.
So, and why is that happening? Well, we could have a couple of things. First of all, there's a lot of people getting joint surgery or joint replacement. Knees, hips, so on and so forth. It possibly could be a stroke or other health reason. And then in some regard, just aging. As we get older, our body doesn't want to go like it used to.
Right, and we need our home to be effective and efficient with us as well, too. Correct,
and safe. I think that's a real key thing. It's the safety.
Besides safety, other reasons why we should invest in home modifications and aging in place and things like that.
You get the safety factor, but it's going to extend your ability to stay in the house a lot longer. We all hear that, I guess bad word called nursing home out there, and or extended care facility or assisted living, and those are great for some people, but people who really like their independence, want to be in their place, it's going to extend the life of you being in that home.
Mm-hmm.
More years, the better.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have to weigh the cost of the project potentially versus the cost of extended care. And, to some degree, that's pretty easy math because, a couple of months worth of nursing home will pay for your project.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
It does make some sense to do that.
What are some things that you do for home modifications?
Well, in bathrooms especially, because that's a big factor with people being able to bathe and use the facilities, is we're doing a lot of safety bars. We're using comfort height toilets, and people may not know what that means. That means it's a toilet that's a little bit taller than normal. It's easier to get on and off of. So it's all part of the whole thing we try to do. We also doing a lot of level entry showers where you can walk right into the shower. You could potentially even, take a wheelchair or a walker in there if you needed to.
Okay.
And then there might be a seat or something in there also. We're widening doorways so people get in and out in those bathrooms easier. Making the bathrooms themselves wider. It's really unusual. Some of the really older homes that are out there, that the bathrooms are so small. In back those era, people were taking care of their elderly parents back then. Then we kind of got away from that in the 60s and 70s and so on. But back then they were, more people living together in the home. But why the bathrooms were so narrow, we don't know. Vanity changes is kind of a twofold thing. If you're in a wheelchair, you may need to have that vanity modified where you don't have anything right below the sink so you can get up to it to wash your hands. Or in some cases, if you're still able to get around, we're actually raising the vanities higher, raising the countertop so you don't have to bend down as far because it's harder on your back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's changing laundry facilities in some cases, which means maybe raising the washer or dryer so it's easier to use if you have front-loading devices. And then there's also elevators or some type of lifts that we could possibly be putting in people's homes.
Okay. Jim, a lot of great information here. Time is flying by. The biggest thing we want to remind the listeners is not to wait until an event happens, but to be proactive and be ready for it.
That is real key. Be proactive.
There we go. Jim, how can people get a hold of you?
They can reach us at 684-6899 at jimreifbuilders.com or on Facebook.
And again, Merry Christmas, listeners. Merry Christmas, Jim.
Merry Christmas, Terry, and to the listeners out there.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio, WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.